Hi, welcome to my video on review 2 of cubic and higher rationals. And this review is on the videos numbers 9 to 11, solving cubic radical equations. And this review, as in previous reviews, is treated as a quiz. You can mark each question out of 1, total up the number on the bottom of each page, and put it over 9, divide 9 into the numerator, and get a decimal. Change your decimal 2% by moving the decimal 2 places to the right. Here we go to the review. Simplify each. The cube root of 6 all cubed is 6. The cube root of x plus 1 all cubed is x plus 1. And mark each. Solve for x. The radical or the root is isolated, so I'll cube both sides. And root of x all cubed is x, and a negative 3 cubed is negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 is negative 27. You got a negative 27, give yourself a mark. And again, in number 2, the root is isolated, so I'll cube each side. And the cube root of negative x minus 1 all cubed is the expression underneath the root. And 4 cubed is 4 times 4 times 4, which is 64. And negative x equals 64 plus 1. Negative x equals 65. And we multiply both sides by negative 1 or divide by negative 1. So we get x is equal to negative 65. Give yourself a mark. And remember, as in a review, you can pause your video, work out each question, pause your video, work out the question, see if you got the answer right. And do that for each question. Number 3, we want to isolate the root, so we'll move the 35 to the right side. So we got negative 7 cube root of 4x plus 5 equals negative 35. And we divide both sides by negative 7. We want to isolate the root. When we do, they cancel. And I get the cube root of 4x plus 5. Cube root of 4x plus 5 equals 5. Negative 35 divided by negative 7 is 5. Now the root is isolated, so I'll cube each side. And that gives us 4x plus 5. And 5 cubed is 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. And we want to solve for x, so move the 5 to the right side and make it negative. 4x is 120. And divide by 4. And that means x is equal to 30. We get 30, give yourself a mark. Number 4, we have fractions. So what I do is I find the LCD. Common denominator for 4 and 2 is 4. And what I do then, I multiply each expression, each part of the equation by 4. What we're doing is multiplying both sides by 4. But what I do, I distribute 4 through each term. 4 cancels, and I get the cube root of x minus 2. 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 times 1 is 4. We have to isolate the root, so I have to do cube root of x minus 2 equals 4 minus 2. Cube root of x minus 2 equals 2. The root is isolated, so I'll cube both sides. Make sure you see there's a 3 there. And that gives us x minus 2, and 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. So x equals 8 plus 2, x equals 10. If you have 10, give yourself a mark. Add up the marks or the totals, and you have 6 for that page. Hopefully you got everything right. And let's continue. Again, we're solving for x, and I look through the equation and I see cube roots and square roots, and I see a negative exponent. So what we'll do is we can't do anything with the root, so I'll write the cube root of x plus 3, and the square root of 16 becomes 4, and the cube root of 2x minus 2, and just to simplify this here, and I'll write the answer in, a half to the negative 2 becomes the negative exponent, the reciprocal of the half, so that reciprocal of 2 will make the exponent positive. So the negative exponent flips this fraction to a 2, and 2 squared is a 4. Notice there's a 4 on each side, so I could bring this 4 over here and get a negative, but what I'll do, because I have an equation, I can scratch those 2 out. Now I have the cube root of x plus 3 equals cube root of 2x minus 2. I have a cube root on each side, so I will cube both sides. And the cube root of x plus 3 cubed is x plus 3. And the cube root of 2x minus 2 cubed is 2x minus 2. So now we solve for x. X minus 2x equals negative 2 minus 3. So the variables go to the left side, the numbers go to the right side. So negative x equals negative 5. We divide by negative 1 or multiply by negative 1, x equals 5. And if you have a 5, give yourself a mark. Number 6, the cube root. We have to isolate the cube root of x squared plus 6x minus 1 equals 2. We have to isolate the root. So that's the cube root of x squared plus 6x equals 2 plus 1. So that's the cube root of x squared plus 6x equals 3. The root is isolated, so I will cube both sides. So that's an x squared plus 6x, because when you cube, the cube root cubed is the expression underneath the root, and 3 cubed is 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. I have a quadratic, so I make the quadratic equal to 0. So the 27 goes to the left side to become minus. I have a quadratic, and hopefully it's factorable. If I don't, I got to use the quadratic formula. So x squared is x and x. Because that's a 1, the product in this trinomial is a negative 27, and the sum is in the middle with a 6. That's because that's a 1. That's a times c is negative. So what are the factors of 27? 1 times 27 and 3 times 9. So which pair of factors will give you a 6 is 3 and 9. So 9 and 3. The product is negative, so it must be a plus and a minus. So because the sum is positive, that means the 9 is positive, the 3 is negative. Multiply 9 times negative 3, negative 27. Add 6. Perfect. X plus 9 equals 0. X minus 3 equals 0. X is equal to negative 9. Or x equals 3. So it's 2 answers. Notice we got an x squared, so it's 2 answers. Notice in this one up here we have x to 1 power, x is to the 1 power, so there's only 1 answer because that's a square and there's 2 answers. So if you have negative 9 and 3, give yourself a mark. 2 for the page total. And we have the last one to do. Again, we have to isolate the root. So we'll go 2 cube root of x squared minus 4x minus 4 equals negative 2x being squared. Now, I have to isolate the root, so I have to divide by 2. The 2's cancel, and I get the cube root of x squared minus 4x minus 4. And 2 cancels here to give me negative x. 2, negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. The root is isolated, so I'll cube both sides. And again, when you cube, the cube root of a cube is the expression underneath the root. And a negative x cubed, a negative x times negative x times negative x is a negative x cubed. And we have x's, so we have to move the x's all to the left side. So the x cubed goes first, descending order, then the x squared, minus 4x minus 4. Notice we have a cubic. And again, if you haven't discussed the cubics, it's in the chapter on working out polynomial functions where we solve the cubics. Or we also reviewed it in when we did factoring number 2. Now, because this is a cubic, what I do is I check to see if x is not common, so we group them. So I notice in these two right here, I see an x squared. X cubed divided by x squared is x. X squared divided by x squared is 1. We have a negative here, so I've got a negative, and I see a negative 4. But when I factor this, whatever this sign is right here, that's what goes here. So negative 4 divided by negative 4 is just x. Negative 4 divided by negative 4 is plus 1 equals 0. Notice this is the binomial x plus 1 is common, so I'll take out the x plus 1 because it's common. If I take out x plus 1 here, or I divide it into this expression right here, I get an x squared. If I divide x plus 1 into this expression, I get a negative 4. And now I have x plus 1. And this is a quadratic, x squared, so we have, let's see if it's factorable. And it's a difference of 2 squares. Difference of 2 squares is x and x. Factors of 4 and 1 are 2 and 2. So difference, because the product is negative, I have a plus and a minus. And notice right here, also x squared plus 0x minus 4. So the product is negative 4 and the sum is 0. So it's got to be a plus and a minus to give you a negative product. And they had to give you 0 in the middle, so it must be 2 and 2. The factors of 4 are 4 and 1 are 2 and 2. But they had to give you 0. Notice this is a cubic, and the cubic has 3 factors. So one of them is x plus 1 equals 0, which is x equals negative 1. The other factor is x plus 2 equals 0, so x equals negative 2. Or x minus 2 equals 0, x equals 2. So if you have all of these factors correctly, give yourself a mark. Now we come to the end of this review, and when you're finished, as I said before, total up. I get to find a page here. Total up the marks, and hopefully you have 7 out of 7. Oops, this is supposed to be out of, this is out of, how many? Total lot of pages. 6, yeah, 9. So put your score, mark over 9, divide 9 into the numerator, get a decimal, and move the decimal 2 places to the right to get 80%. And hopefully you understand how to work out solving cubic rational equations. And if you like my video, click on the like button, the subscribe button. If this is the first time, visit my math website, www.mathfullyexplained.com, to find more information about me, my videos, and the content on my YouTube channel called Math Fully Explained. Thank you for viewing my video. Hope the video was of some help to you. Bye-bye.